Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I figured I would talk about Kong Return to the Jungle because I figured I would review more King Kong related content because I realized I haven't talked about him all that much. I mean, okay, technically I have really, but still, maybe a bit more wouldn't hurt, I suppose. So here we are. Yes, I just got to watching this not that long ago, and I can say that the CGI dinosaurs look ass though. Oh boy, just right off the bat. So there you go, I guess. And yes, of course, the character King Kong himself doesn't look that much better, really. But anyway, but of course, nevertheless, obviously, I'll talk about the story. So let's begin, shall we? So here we go. Of course, you're gonna center around Kong himself, obviously, as you might expect. Anyway, when Kong travels to this valley, he's almost forced to pretend to be less intelligent, which makes him less, I guess, kind of loses a sense of identity in some ways. So I guess he has to relearn it in some ways. But the thing is that things get pretty crazy, as you might expect, because you have to make it interesting in some kind of way. So, in other words, he goes to this place and he struggles to pretty much live there. It's not an easy thing for him to do whatsoever, and he has to find his way, so to speak. As you might expect, folks, when it comes to King Kong, obviously you're going to see some kind of, how do I say this, like native type characters, as you might expect. Yeah, the native type characters. Of course, that's going to be here. This is King Kong, after all. Of course, that's going to be part of the story. So, in other words, the animation style may look different, but the character's personality, Kong himself, is relatively the same. In other words, that's pretty much what I have to say, really. So yeah, that's what this pretty much acts like a sequel to a TV show that was already made, really, which I haven't seen, by the way, in case anyone's was wondering. Anywho, so if you already know what to expect when it comes to King Kong, that's all I can really say is it's pretty much what you would traditionally expect from these characters. Of course, there may be some people out there just trying to harm him. Of course, there's gonna be people who want to respect him, of course. But at the end of the day, of course, Kong himself and the other characters, we have some kind of wild adventure as you might expect. So all the elements is there, of course. I mean, if you can get passed by the animation style, if it doesn't bother you too much, then you should do fine. The story itself does feel like it's the same old, really. At the end of the day, of course, okay, maybe the story itself doesn't do anything special, really, but it's what you might expect, I guess. So if that doesn't bother you too much, but there you go, I reckon. When it comes to this kinds of stuff, of course, Khan is gonna be angry. He's gonna be pissed off, as you might expect, of course. So there's that. I guess you can say. So there you go. Kong: The Next Generation is the animated series I was referring to a moment ago. So this movie, King Kong Return to the Jungle, was pretty much acts like a sequel to that in some ways, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to talk about this any animated series at all, really, because I'm not really into talking about TV shows. Really, that's not really my thing. I've done videos discussing TV shows before, but I haven't done it that often actually. But anyway, we all know that the Peter Jackson's remake of King Kong was pretty popular. So of course, there's going to be some interest in revisiting the character in one way or another. So I thought, okay, this seems like a good idea to do. Just do another King Kong related thing here. So of course this had to be done. Of course this had to be made. Obviously, they're all fans of Peter Jackson. They're all fans of the character anyway. So here we are. Of course, there had to be some other way to tell the story, even if this film has like no connection to Peter Jackson's King Kong. This is a separate continuity in some ways, of course, just throwing it out there. So anyway, so there's that, of course. And okay. I just thought this might seem like a good idea to talk about the this character, of course, and whatnot. And it just seems like this one they're trying to use CGI as a way to, I guess, expand the story, the jungle and whatnot. The story is pretty much straightforward, as you can say. The story itself wasn't really what do you might how do I say this? It's what you expect when it comes to this kind of a thing. And of course, we're gonna see King Kong in here, folks. And but yeah, there's gonna be something about the genetics, of course, in this one, because it has something to do with this crazy scientist and this kind of an individual, some kind of I guess how to say this, pioneer of genetic research to use Kong's DNA along with a little bit of some crazy sciencey stuff to do with the thing, of course. Yes, obviously that's gonna be a thing here. This ape character is gonna be on loose. There'll be some craziness, mayhem, so to speak. As you might expect when it comes to this kind of a thing. So, yes, that's gonna be a thing in this movie, obviously. So, as for the voice acting is decent, really. The voice acting is pretty alright. I mean, it's not terrible voice acting, but at the same time, I won't exactly say that it's anything to cry home about. Not really. I would say, oh, definitely. But yeah, I can't say that the voice acting is serviceable. Is what I'm getting at. The voice acting is serviceable, I so would say. And I mean, if you want to check this out, you can. It's on DVD and Blu-ray, so it's on physical media. If you don't watch yourself, you can catch this on DVD or Blu-ray. You can choose whichever one of you want. So it's out there. If you want to get a physical, or you can just watch it on a streaming service like Toby. If you want to watch it there, as an option, I guess. But just so you know. Anyway, so I just thought I will review more content, like I was saying a moment ago, because I haven't done it all that much. I've done it before, but there's not like a huge amount. Not really. But anyway, whatever. So I know there's people out there that do like King Kong, and this is my take on this specific movie, of course. Are there better entries of the Kong franchise? Yeah, I can say that. I mean, there's worse entries, but there's also better as well. So I would only really recommend this if you're like a diehard King Kong fan. It's really aimed for them. Really, we think about it. We think, of course, because these people or these families could probably appreciate more. I mean, granted, that shouldn't stop anybody else from watching it because if you want to make a good movie, it'll be a good movie regardless. Is what I'm getting at. So there's that. The dialogue in this movie is actually kind of corny, like really cringy at times. But like I said, if you can get past by some of this stuff, I do believe that you should be fine. It does what it's supposed to. And if this sounds like a cup of tea, then okay, sure, I would recommend it. But just keep in mind what I said. That's all. So ultimately, I'll give this film an overall rating of a 5.1 out of 10. It's a 5.1 out of 10 for me because it's alright. As always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Okay, later.